Are you doing alright?
Uh, yeah, just decided to get up the drinks from last night, that's all.
I see. Are you feeling unwell?
Uh, just a tad. Maybe we had a little too much to drink.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm sorry, I don't usually... Well, that's all. I don't want you to feel like I pushed you or anything. I just... I don't know. I like you. I think you're fun and yeah.
Hmm.
We don't have to do the whole drinking thing again. No, we can do something a lot more relaxed next time.
Right. But do not blame yourself for that. Admittedly, it was a moment of weakness.
You want to talk about it?
If you do not mind talking about it, I know my issues can be tedious or arbitrary.
No, no. No. I genuinely want to know. Look, I will warn you. I am god awful at keeping secrets. My mouth just kind of runs itself sometimes. Not that I'm gonna blur out your issues, I just...
Right, that is not so much it. Not so much a secret, that is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all ears.
You saw that I had looked at my phone before we had gotten to the bar. Bug had sent me a message in his admittedly very drunken state as well, and said that there was simply a difference between the two of us. That I'm a machine, computer, code, and that he's human.
Okay. And what, you believe him or something?
It is a belief that isn't hard to have, considering I have tried to deal with that for the past few years since I've had this condition. I had already mentioned offhandedly that people would compare me to someone who is robotic or a machine because of the tone of my voice. And in many senses, I believe I do act like a machine, and so I cannot necessarily blame people for thinking as such.
Hmm.
And as, again, arbitrary as it is, and I know that I am flesh and blood, I know that a part of me is still broken. That I'm not truly capable of knowing what it means to be truly human. Not fully, at least.
Can I ask how it happened? Your, I don't want to call it an issue, but the thing that made you a little different.
When I was a lot younger, I wanted to make a very powerful firewall, one that could almost be described as impenetrable, and eventually have it ready to be installed in the cybernetics. The only way that I knew that I could be able to test this efficiently while having the minimal amount of issues with having another person involved was to install it into my own. Whether it was the complexity of the firewall or simply a matter of it not being compatible with the cybernetics at the time, it had overloaded itself. When professionals had examined it, they noticed that part of my brain had been damaged in short-circuiting. One that helps process and understand emotion, to help express emotion. And in an instant, it was dead, useless.
Right. How are you relearning?
I would like to think that it is the people around me that can help influence me to help me regain what I
No,
lost.
I mean, like, physically, if you say it's dead and it broke, did it really break or did it just get reset a little?
In all honesty, I'm not fully sure myself. I was simply going off of what they had explained to me. They said that there was little to no chance of it actually being fully functional, even after a state of recovery.
Mm. You know, you and I are kind of alike. I know that's weird to say, but I don't even... I don't think I really know who the real Molly is anymore. I hide myself behind so many personas that it feels all just disingenuous now. Like they're my shields. I've almost forgotten how to just be me. It's a lot easier to live your life through performances, through other people's lives, just sitting there watching, pretending it's you for a bit. Kind of there with you, figuring it all out from the start. Maybe not as, you know. I still got all the pieces, I guess. I'm just, yeah.
I believe
That
I
emotion
understand.
shit's hard. You know, I think you're doing... I know this is cliche and cheesy, but I think you're doing great. Like, last night, you got it. Only you could see yourself. The way you danced, the way you held yourself, like, it was just so different. It was like you were totally in your own element. You're in there, Python. Or Bacon. Just, you know, there's some things in the way. I don't think you're as scatterbrained as you think. And God, you shouldn't let nobody asshats that have to get drunk to figure out their own problems to define you, okay? You are so far from a machine. Were you programmed or told to love Alice? Were you told to take that leap, to give it a go? Were you told to dance, to go get drunk, to rave, to smile? The small blushes that you do? God, you're so far from a machine, Python.
I suppose then, yes, you are not wrong.
Then why do you let this thing define you so much? When you meet people for the first time, and they comment on how you talk, and the way you hold yourself, the first thing you said to me, I think, was something along the lines of, yeah, I get that a lot. I understand if you think I'm this. You should stop saying that. Because if you just accept it and see yourself nothing other than the human person with feelings and emotions that you are, you're gonna start to believe yourself. Fuck knows I have. I think I'm some pompous, egotistical asshole that runs a theater that feels like she has a shot at making a difference in a city that she believes is hers. And God, do I believe that some days. But I'm just Molly. I'm just some stupid girl who probably already has everything she already needs. And yeah, I'm greedy. I'm still figuring things out. I still want more, and I want to be more, and that's okay. You should want to be more than this, if that's what you want. If you want to learn more, then go learn more, but don't backtrack. Where you're at is already awesome and perfect. Seriously.
I wouldn't necessarily describe it as perfect, but I know that I am still learning, improving, even if it's small.
Have you ever thought that if you become everything that you wanted, everything you want to be, is that really the person that people came to know? Person that Alice fell in love with? I mean, I want you to, you know, learn your emotions and stuff and have an easier time understanding, but just don't lose yourself along the way, yeah? You don't describe yourself as perfect, but other people might. To them, you are exactly what they need you to be.
Right. I suppose I cannot change the mind of the individual, no matter how they see me.
Yeah. And wait, well, once you figure it all out and you got all your emotions intact, people will still find a way to fucking complain. They'll be like, oh, you're too emotional. Oh, you're too hyperactive. Oh, you got too much to say. You're too sad. You're too blah, blah, blah. And you never make people happy. Sometimes it's just easier to shut up.
You sound like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah. Yep. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm just broken like everybody else. It's easier to think of it that way. We're all just a little broken.
Right.
That's why I like helping you. That's why I liked hanging out, being there. I felt like I was fixing something. That sounded bad. Not that you need fixing. I think I'm trying to repair me a little.
Right.
Yeah. I've had too much to drink. So, what are you gonna say to this bug guy?
I am not sure what I'm going to say to him physically, but in that moment in hesitance, I already responded to what he had to say.
Okay, was it witty? Did you fuck him up? What'd you say? Did you say his arms look flabby and he needs to go to the gym? Dude, I bet that would have hurt his feelings. He seems like a gym bro.
I told him maybe that he was right.
Was that before or after you started drinking?
Before.
Okay. And what would slightly tipsy ray gun say now?
I don't know. I don't know what I should say. If I should even say anything.
Well, you're not just gonna let him walk on you, are you? At least... maybe, Hmm. What would I say? Well, I just tell him to go fuck himself, but maybe you should tell him you're happy the way you are, and that there are others that are also happy for you the way you are. And it isn't him you're trying to impress. And maybe that he should look in a mirror sometime. Something like that.
Maybe. Though, if I were to say anything, I feel it would be disingenuous to not tell him personally, instead of this back and forth of possibly malicious texting.
Oh yeah, that's fair. You know, I'll be there Friday. I gotta talk to Sage. So, if you need some company throwing it down, I could like get little pom-poms and cheer you in the background.
I believe blowing it out of proportion is the opposite of what I want.
Okay. I get you. You're a really cute drunk, do you know that? Sorry, I had to say it. Not a lot of words, though.
What do you mean?
You're just kinda... I want to say slow. When you were dancing, you were like really good. Like you've been doing it your whole life. But then like there'd be occasions where I'd like, you know, we'd go get a drink or I'd kind of talk to you and then you'd get a little bit, I don't know, buffery. I guess is a good word in your case. And then when we left, you just hugged me a lot and said warm. That was about it. And mumbled some other things. Yeah, that was cute. What do you mean, huh? Where do you think you've been sleeping? Hello? We've been cuddling all night.
I see. You have my sincerest apologies. That was very...
Wow. Oh, Python, don't do that. It's fine. It was fun. Let yourself have fun. It's fine. Isn't this what Alice wanted anyway? We're getting to know each other. It's nothing serious.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Next time, we will bring Alice. I will drag her with us. So I don't take you out on late night vendors to rave clubs.
That would be preferable, yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I have a bit of a night owl life. I like to escape sometimes and just places of music just turn it all off for me sometimes.
I can understand that.
What's Are you a corpo kid? By the way, that you were talking about firewalls and all this other jazz, it sounded like you had a pretty corporate upbringing.
Not necessarily as much as my family would want. No. All of the
Mm.
tech expertise and engineering that I know is from my grandfather.
They wanted you to be like this grand tech expert.
They wanted me to pursue in something that I was passionate about.
Oh, okay. Wait, how the hell did you end up in the Whispers?
Simply nowhere else to go, and wanting to make something of a difference. Something that I
Or did
know
they
would
throw
actually
you
make an
out?
impact. No,
Uh,
I ran.
oh. Man, it is kind of fucked up how many similarities there are between us. Kind of weird. What did what did your parents call you? If you don't mind sharing. I won't tell, I promise. I
I do not wish
super
to get into it.
promise. Oh, okay, that's fair, that's fair. Is it like a bad memory? That's fair. That's fair. Were they nice? Your parents?
Distant.
Hmm. My mom and dad. Ah, I had like the perfect upbringing. Me, my brother, my sister, my mom and dad. It was like perfect, picture perfect family, you know, standard corpo jobs, kids going to school, pursuing anything that they could. And then my mom passed, she got sick. And then my dad found another, and then she was difficult. She ended up leaving, and then my dad got really sick, and he got diagnosed with cancer, and then he was in hospital most of the time, and we had to look after the apartment, and I had to look after my brother and sister, and basically bring them up myself, which was fun. It was cool. It's like I was a parent, and I felt like super independent, and it wasn't too bad, which I feel kind of, I don't know, shitty for feeling that way, I guess, when my dad's dying in hospital, but I don't know, there's some of my fondest memories. And then we started to lose money because none of us had jobs, so we had to upkeep the school payment and my dad's bills. And I told my dad, I was like, don't worry, we have enough money, I've got a job, I've got it all secured. And God, I was such a bad liar. I was going out on the street every day, and I was robbing from tigers and whispers and pickpocketing people. My dad had this dream of like starting up this old mechanic shop, and I kind of just made it into my like den. And that's like the outpost that the Whispers used to have a long time ago. They took it from me and made it into something, and there was like a dark zone near it, and God, there was this big spider creepy lady. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I think I robbed enough Whisperers to the point I pissed off some people, and then they came looking for me, and then they were like, bitch, die or work for us. Obviously, I was like, light bulb, oh my god, I could join the Whisperers, use them, and get a shit ton of money. And I did that. And then I brought my family to the Oak. My brother and sister. And then shit just got worse. Malleus found out about them, sent these weird assassin dudes to kill my brother. And then I couldn't face my dad. I couldn't go back. There was no way I was gonna look him in the face and say, yeah, I killed your son. I lied to you. And now he's probably dead. And I don't even know what my sister's doing. I don't think I'm... I don't think I'm a very good person. So, whatever you have to share, don't worry. You are not the only one with really fucked up things on your shoulders. We're all just doing it together. I find it easier to talk about it, though.
I'm sorry that you had to do all that.
Half of it's my fault anyway. Just paying for my sins. Sorry, that was a lot. Trauma dump moment. Thanks for hanging out. You've helped me a lot. More than I'll admit.
Of course. And you as well. I know I cannot be the easiest to be around, but you still wanted to reach out, see something more, and I thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do it again.
Hopefully under better conditions.
What do you mean? The raving and the vomiting and the abusive men not doing it for you?
The vomiting and abusive men I could do without.
That's fair. You know, Alice is there for you, and so am I. you should talk about things if they're there, you know? Because you'll regret it
Right.
if you don't.
Right.
Doesn't have to be me. Probably makes a hell of a lot more sense to tell Alice. I'm sure Alice would appreciate hearing how you feel. Not to say you don't. Yeah, I don't know how you and Alice talk. I don't know if you already have. You just take me for the type that doesn't like to share too often.
Not more than I should, but I know that with her, I should be sharing more than I should have been.
Getting consumed in work too? What's that like? How's Wrench as a leader? Is he cool?
Stern but fair
You can...
is the best way to describe it.
Do you mean that? Is that like a... Are you just playing face, or is that really how you feel?
I feel like I owe a lot to him. He's the one who put me in the position that I am today. And through the hardships and the successes, I want to know that he is appreciated for what he does for the Hollow, for the Whisperers.
Oh yeah. Okay. Alright. As Wrench's #1 fan club leader, I approve of this message. He won't tell you, but I was like his best friend when it first ever started. Before he met Gus, he's just too shy to say. He loves me, really.
I tend not to pry in most people's business, either present or past.
What's the point of being in a hollow with a bunch of like trauma-filled people and not getting the best parts of it? Like, that's the juice, the drama. That's all you gotta do under your roof, other than put your lives on the line and go fight tigers.
I find
Oh God, please.
that
Oh, go ahead.
I find that for most it is better to let people share that information themselves than trying to dig, as digging can provoke aggravation or distrust. While
Okay.
it is my job to know all of the information that I can for the sake of our operation, I know that there are some things that are better left untouched unless the person is willing to give that information.
Fair. I won't judge that. I don't get to ask very often. I probably should just ask her, but she's short with it sometimes, and I think she would rather seem like she's always happy, because we barely get to spend time with each other, and I wouldn't expect her to want to dump her problems on me, and she's probably got you and the others. Is Alice safe and okay?
I would say so.
Okay.
But I know
I worry that one day I'm gonna walk through the doors and their mask is gonna be on that.
it is a hard worry not to have. To send people out there and do everything in your power to hope that they come back. If not unharmed, just alive. But I know that of our members of the Hollow, that she is capable, that she is strong.
Strengths don't stop bullets.
I know. But I believe in her. In
I do too.
many aspects.
I just don't want this place to use her. And I fear that's all she is to them. It's just a tool.
I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
Even then, some people would consider her as even as high as potential second in command for the title of Mekis. She has grown to be very capable in most people's eyes, not just as a whisperer, but as a person.
That's good. Man, I should, really be around more, I think.
I won't.
Did she ever talk about the oak? Or the past?
Not very often, and I don't want to press if she does not want to speak about it.
That's true.
And I won't speak for her, but I know that she would appreciate your company. Even if it's just once in a while. Non-work oriented company.
Yeah. Is it normal to, like... I'm gonna sit, because I'm tired standing. If that's okay.
Whatever you would prefer.
Okay, fine. That's slippery. Oh, this is way better. You wanna sit? Or are you gonna get standing?
I should sit down.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a broken record anytime I talk to you about this. I don't think I've really spoken to anybody about it before. Is it weird that a person reminds me of somebody else? Not, okay, this sounds bad out of context, because I'm not saying you remind me of somebody. It's more so just, I think I'm scared to be around because I think of the oak when I see Alice, and I think of Cheshire, and then it just makes me sad.
I suppose that is normal to associate people with any box of memory, good and the bad. But if it's for someone that you care about, make new ones. Ones that don't make you feel guilty for not being around.
I just feel like I'm doing the same thing with Alice I did to my dad. I just run. Don't talk about it. And get lost in work. Grave and repeat.
And then take a moment to stop running.
Yeah. Well, I have to do work anyway. Hey, super secret, top secret mission that I'm on, and I totally didn't tell you this, but I work for Queen now. Did you know that? She basically came to my theater and was all like, fuck you, you're doing things wrong, the council and I are mad at you, kneel. And then I had to do this whole kneeling thing.
I was not made aware of this.
Yeah, so the Queen, like, is using the theater as, like, this staging thing for, like, training her weirdos or whatever. So that's a whole thing. And then she gave me orders recently to go to the Hollow to find out about specific people that she think would be beneficial for something that we're doing. Which, I mean, you're like the head of intelligence, so I could just like ask you about anybody and you'll kind of know best, right? Right?
The logic checks out.
Okay, awesome. So the mission is, we're thinking about gathering some specific whispers to go behind enemy lines and live in the market district for some time. Basically to find out more about Vito, about his family, and get blackmail so we can use it against him eventually when we get closer to fighting him. So maybe we might not even have to fight him. And if he goes running back to the market district, we have something to keep him in.
So you need people who are good at espionage, more or less.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like the most obvious people are probably not a good pick. And even if they're not good, they're gonna end up coming to the theater and Queen's gonna train them and then I'm gonna train them in acting. So, I think Sage might, if they do well with this whole black market thing with that Maz person, then they might become one of them. But the tough part is these are people we might not ever see again. like 4 years, and then there's no promise that they're gonna live. And they're also gonna have to play the part, like actually killing other Whisperers.
Right.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, Queen assigned me with finding out people, and... Yeah.
It would be hard for me to gauge for some of those aspects, but I can see if I can point you in the right direction for people who are at the very least experienced in espionage, in playing a part. Though I cannot guarantee they will be perfect.
That's fine. I think imperfect is probably better. Less suspicious.
I suppose you are right.
Yeah. Just some random person shows up and they've got all the right quirks, all the perfect things to get hired by the Tigers. It's just gonna seem like a wash.
Hmm.
You know, I really love this city. Do you like it here?
I am mixed.
What don't you like about it?
It's not so much of things that I dislike. More simply, this is my home, and I'm tired of seeing it hurting.
I think that's the best part about it. Is no matter how much it suffers, it still keeps going. And it wears its scars pretty proudly.
I suppose you are right.
Well, got anything else you want to talk about?
More to ask to save my curiosity, I suppose. But when you do offhandedly mention working with the Tigers, do you genuinely mean it?
I think I'm just angry at how the Whisperers treated me. I'm angry at myself and how I got to this point. I think it's easier to blame the Whisperers for my misery than point the finger at myself. And when I met certain tigers, they just kind of made me feel at home. Frank gave me a job in a club, and it was fun, and I just hid behind another persona. I wasn't Molly, where when I was Molly at the Whispers, all I could think about was myself. But the tigers gave me an out, I guess. And then what I did to Wolf, I just pushed more anger onto somebody else for what somebody else did to me. Almost risked his family. And I think I just feel indebted to him. And that's why I wanted him to work with me. Trying to pretend like I had friends on the opposite side, and I want to feel like somebody that everybody knows. When you walk down the street and people just know your name, say hi to you because you kind of belong with them, not because you're better than them. I wanted to prove, I guess, to the Whisperers that their war was petty and stupid without really understanding anything about it. Which is kind of weird. Like I said, I'm a little broken too.
But also, like you said, most of us are. Everyone has their own reasons for fighting, whether they were willing to initially or not. There are people that I hold on the other side that I would do nothing but to want to stop and make sure that they don't hurt anyone else again. But I understand that there are others who are in this position because they had no other option. We all have our own reasons for fighting, for staying, for leaving. And at the end of the day, we're people who just chose a different side. We don't know everyone personally. We don't hold our grudges personally. At least, most I do not. But it's simply how things are.
Do you feel like you picked the right side?
I would like to think so. I have met more people that I would consider as my family, more than my biological one. People who genuinely care, that will pick you up when you can't pick yourself up. And I'm grateful to have those people in my life every day.
think that's... my pride probably doesn't want to say it, but it's probably one of the things I miss from the Hollow. Is having people I mean, I have Alice and Phantom who are really close at the theater, but everybody else just kind of feels like yes men and women. You know, they get paid to do what I tell them to do, and yeah. I do miss the family. What are you gonna do when it's over? Wrench likes to think they're getting close.
More than likely, even when we do finally push Vito out of the district, there's always going to be something else. A power vacuum of sorts, with no opposition. Something else is going to rear its head. So what that is, whether it's ISV or another corporate entity or even another gang, we won't truly know until the dust settles, but I will choose to keep fighting for my home.
Is that all you want to do? Like, for the rest of your life?
If not for the Whisperers, whether it's directly or indirectly, I'll choose to fight in my own way. To make a difference that I truly believe will be great.
Mm-hmm. God. You Whisperers are really all the same. It's funny. I don't think I could be as self-righteous or as morally good standing as some of you. It almost makes me sick. If I feel like I achieved what I wanted to while also being a Whisperer. I got my theater, I got like the love of my life, and now I'm just kind of like, what do I do now? I wish I had that mentality of I'm ready to die for this thing. But there's like this part of me that I just... I don't know if I want to die for the Whispers. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I die for Alice. And the people I care about, but... yeah, I don't know. I know the Whispers have given me a lot, and I would not be where I am without them. just have a hard time wanting to die for it.
I can understand that.
Glad you do, I don't.
In my first proper mission, I was sent to the front lines. Most of us were either new or not fully prepared. And whether you would call it a stroke of luck or something of pity, I was captured. They had helped me for a few days and gave me a chance, an opportunity to leave. To get out of the front lines or die trying. I was chased, shot at, nearly set on fire by a psychopath with a flamethrower. And constantly toyed with, hunted by Wolf and his subordinate, Cobra. And ever since then, whenever I would see them, they would go on about making me stronger, that it was pushing me to prepare me for this war. People who truly are willing to live and die by what they believe in. And I suppose I gave them what they wanted. I, by my own hands, took the life of Cobra with their own sword. One that I took with me and made modifications of. I know that none of us are soldiers. None of us are willing to go to the extent that others would. To lay down their lives for either something that they believe in or that someone else does. But through all of that, I know that there are people who I'm willing to put all of me on the line for, to protect. Not just saying as the Whispers as a whole, but for what I truly to believe is my family. And family is supposed to look out for each other. At least that's what I've been told.
The Whispers hold like meet and greets. Do you have like a pamphlet? Like a Bible?
I suppose if anything, the database is our main form of inspiration, information, that sort of thing. Though I wouldn't say it's necessarily gospel.
Gotta learn it yourself kind of thing.
And I believe I have learned a lot in the year that I have been here. More than I ever would if I had gone in any other direction.
Do you like Wolf? It's okay to say if you do. I like him. I think he's cool.
Personally, not for a distaste for him, but he is someone that for a long time I was scared of him. Ever since that day I had occasional nightmares of him chasing me. And at the end of it, just before I woke up, his bat coming down on my head. He is a man of his word, at the very least. Respectable. One who is willing to fight for those around him. And I truly mean that I truly understand that he means it.
I'm going to probably kill him. Or I'm gonna die trying. He haunts me too.
Then I suppose we share the same sentiment.
It was funny. My life always felt like a little play. I'm super into like fantasy stuff, like the tattoo and kanji on my back. It says Little Red Riding Hood. And there used to be this whisperer called Joy, who I was really close with them. And they were like my lumberjack. They had an axe and everything. And then Wolf was like the wolf. The big bad wolf. And I think I went looking for something to be angry at, and I found him. Like I said, and ever since then he's just kind of been there. Maybe we swap roles. Maybe you're like Little Red Riding Hood and I'm the lumberjack now. I want to use Queen to find him. And I need to get rid of him. He's like the last part of this performance that I keep running in my head. And I can't get the final moment of how it'll go out of my head. And I need it to be over.
I can understand that.
Would I be taking that from a lot of people? Does he hurt a lot of people?
I am not fully sure just how many lives he has affected, but if you were to find him, even before we do, you don't have to go at it alone.
You know what, Python, or Reagan, I gotta remember that. Sorry, both of your names are fun to say. I think I lived my fantasy. I just think there's a lot wrong with me that I can't really fix or go back on. And I'm just really happy that you're there for her. Better than I could be. Just promise me you'll keep doing that. Because I'm full of really stupid ideas. And one of them is just not gonna work.
I will. As long as you promise to still be there when you can.
Yeah, of course. Well, alcohol, rain, and cute girls are not a good mix for me. Sleep time, maybe? I think I'm done vomiting up my lugs. Wait, lugs? Lungs? Lung? Words.
If the vomit came from your lungs, there would be other problems.
Okay, not my lungs. Isn't that a saying? I'm done vomiting up my lungs? Is that not a saying?
I have not heard it before.
Maybe I'm dumb, which is very likely. Unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
Not that comes to mind, no.
Okay. Well, I have plenty of time to learn about you, so I'd hate to learn everything at once. It kind of takes away the fun. Give me a reason to stick around. Yeah. Oh, your bike. I forgot about that. I need to go get that in the morning.
Right. I remember where I parked it. That will be handled later.
Okay. Thank God. At least one of us does. sober to still sleep?
I will probably need a bit, but I can just...
That's fair. Oh. Go without me, Python. What's happened to me? Hold on. Oh my god. Why can't I get out? Well, I'm in the car now. I need a smaller car.
That would probably be a good investment.
Or not a smaller car, a bigger car. You can just stand in here. That's fucked up.
Not particularly.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Take as much time as you want. But listen to the radio. I don't mind. And if you feel sober enough to start driving, you could always drive us to the bike.
Possibly.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm really tired.
Have a good rest.
Yeah. You too. Theme.
Beep, beep.
Oh my god. What emotional babies.
Yeah. What a bunch of fucking bitches, bruh. They need to grow up.
Grow up.
Grow up. Wah, wah, wah.
Bro, we really old-fashioned Purple Lotus trauma dumped on one another. Hi, stranger I've never really spoken to before. Here's all my problems. Damn, I wanted to learn Reagan's real name. Or other name.
No, you don't.
No.
No,
What
you
do
don't.
mean? What do you mean?
Because then it's an entirely bigger can of worms, and you don't want to deal with that.
I do know some of the
You do, because
can of where I
yeah, the
do.
document's there. You don't want to know.
I'm learning that at Sylvie a little bit. With some of the recordings that we're getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get a little silly. Rubbed my hand together like an evil fly.
How many people do your stream and stuff know about that yet?
No.
All that stuff? No.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I like keeping my cards close to my chest before I can just unleash the bullshit.
Oh, where did somebody was like, I love that Kaz is playing both sides of like the drunk thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Like you seen. Oh my god, I got Python to hug me and everything. It was so cute.
Mm-hmm. Because it was like, oh, this person just went through fucking hell. Even before joining the Whisperers, it was hell. And then it just got worse.
Yeah. Isn't that just like all of our fucking stories though? It's just
Yeah,
like,
it is.
it was really shit, and it only just got worse.
Mm-hmm. You think there's an upward trajectory to this shit? No.
Nope.
Nope. Bro, I've been there since day one.
It's actually like Whisper propaganda, and it's like palm trees and like, come join the Whisperers. It only gets better from here.
Me when I lie.
Chase twiddling his little hands in the office. Yes, come join my army.
Yes.
Yes, die for me. Alright, good stuff. I'm gonna get out and eat food, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm hungry.
I need to end my stream.
Yeah, me too. Goodbye, chat. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm gonna try and stream a thing on Thursday, but we'll be back to Gang
I
proper on
had the
Friday.
cutest music playing. Oh my god, it was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be back on Friday for normal gang stuff, but on Thursday I might see y'all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.